Alright. Welcome everyone to the final match of round 1. Or this is round 1.5, but you know. Details. We are looking at, on this fine afternoon, one of the most anticipated matches, I believe at least, of round 1, which is Lesbea versus Dama, seed 3 versus seed 6. So if you don't know about these players, let me give you a little bit of an overview. So, Lesbea here is a reading and low AR slash hidden specialist. And that shows in her scores on the Gimmick Nomad 2 as well as #1 overall in hidden, but very well-rounded scores overall everywhere. So not really many weaknesses, especially at this stage of the tournament where the map pools are a little bit easier. She's going to be able to put up really good scores on basically anything. So an all-rounder who basically specializes in things that a lot of people are not able to play. And this may or may not bode well for Dama, who, if you paid attention to the last year's placing, or last tournament's placing, is what that is supposed to represent here. But I can't change the words on the screen, so obviously we have to go with it. Thanks, Osu Laser Client. Dama was the runner-up in the previous tournaments, getting second place with 2 pretty contested matches versus Aoyan in winners and grand finals. Although he lost, he did put up a very, very good fight on basically every single map. Went down to the wire. And if second place in the previous tournament is only seed 6 in this tournament, despite the slight underperformance, I would say, from Dama in qualifiers, this kind of just goes to show like the power creep of this tournament. And one thing to watch out for sure here is that in the previous tournament, Dama could get by just being able to play the hidden modification. But when he is up against an opponent who specializes in hidden, that advantage is completely taken away from him. So we're going to see if he is able to adapt to that, or if not having those free picks in his pockets will come back to haunt him. So, without further ado, let's get into the match. And also, this goes without saying, but Dama is very well-rounded. One of the most well-rounded players in the tournament, specializing in kind of weird maps as well. More of the aim control territory. The aim control alts is kind of his bread and butter, but of course he's still de-rusting, so maybe that won't be fully represented in the first few stages. Right, let's get into it. Alright. And hello, Throne and Cobus. What's up? Glad y'all are here to support our players in this match. Of course, Throne has commented first on like 3 separate occasions when I went live, so appreciate the dedication, but also watch the short. Oh no! Dama rolled a 1. This bodes very, very well for his chances in the match. Surely. Alright. Okay, so Scrag says that he is not in, so I'm going to leave EC. And I'm going to have to solo carry commentary myself, which I don't know if I can do right now because I'm, like, actually just completely out of it. And also having to ref at the same time is going to throw kind of a wrench in things, but, you know, I'll do my best. I'm gonna ask them if they're gonna go forward with the result of these rolls, because I didn't actually ask for a roll yet. So technically they don't count, but if they want to count it, if Dama wants to go with the bit and count the 1-point roll of legend, then more power to them. And yeah, you can specify the roll number. So you can type in !roll 1000 and then it'll roll out of 1000. But the default is 100. Alright, so Dama wants to accept this, I guess. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. So, okay, we will go forward with the pre-match ritual of deciding bans and picks. I actually don't know if, like, whether warm-ups are done before bans. I've been doing them after bans. I think Gutroon did one match where it was before bans. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Alright, so Lesbea opts to pick second, and Dama opts to ban second. So, let's go into that pool. Right. No Mod 1 is out. The RNG map is gone. Lesbea wants no part of that. She values consistency over all else, is what the moral of the story here, and also kind of a documented No Mod 1 hater. And Hidden 3 is gone. So Dama will leave the Hidden 2 open, which is possibly his opponent's best skill sets. Probably removing the Hidden 3 because maybe he doesn't feel confident on it today, despite it usually that map is kind of up his alley, but maybe he's just really scared of Lesbea on that map. Would y'all like warm up? And yeah, maybe Hidden 2 will be picked, and then we'll drop the copy pasta. I have the copy pasta ready. I'm gonna type it out right now. Hidden 2 will be picked every round. I have the copy pasta ready, ready to go as soon as they pick Hidden 2. Okay. Hidden 2 has been banned like almost every round, except for Nell versus Aoyun this morning did not ban it, but they didn't pick it. And Dama versus J Karate did not. Did they ban that? J Karate definitely banned. Wait, no, he didn't. He actually left Hidden 2 open. Yeah, he left Hidden 2 open, and then Dama picked it into him and basically HD abused him on the map. Yeah, okay. So we saw it once, and we're likely going to see it in this match again, because obviously this is a battle between two players who are pretty comfortable on the hidden modification, so maybe we get some more reading action. Aoyun won 6-1, which was exactly what I predicted. I think what happened was Nell took the No Mod 1 by getting one fewer 100, and then lost every other map afterwards. Which, you know, Nell just got that aim player blessings. The Meow saved him again. Meow, one of the players from the previous tournament, that was his first tournament, I think. He got 3rd seed, and he basically specializes in kind of that. He basically kind of just specializes in jump, aim, and precision. And Nell kind of typed. Nell typed in Meow Save Me before Hard Rock 2 in round 1 against Falcon and round 1.5 against Aoyun. I typed in Meow Save Nell on No Mod 1, and then he ended up winning the map, so, you know. Stuff is going to happen. Anyway, Lesbea is going to flex that easy hidden. And you will now see the demonstration of her preferred skill set. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on the screen right now. The low approach rate makes hidden ridiculously difficult because the notes have faded out like basically an entire pattern before you have to hit them. So you basically have to have either ridiculous reading abilities or the best memorization in the world to be able to play this. And just the fact that she is able to hit like any of these notes is like completely alien to me. I actually don't know what's going on the screen right now. You could not ask me to explain if I tried. Because easy players are, I think this is a meme in the community, that easy players are basically like extraterrestrial beings. And I believe that this is a sight read from Lesbea, so there is no memorization involved here, it's just pure reading. Meanwhile, Dama is having a decent time on this with hitting. And yeah, as we can see, both players pretty comfortable with hitting. One player for sure taking it to quite the extreme. All I can say. Barely hear the game audio. Okay, I can turn it up a little bit. Is that better? Also, hey Gutrune, what's up? Glad you could catch this match, the last match of this round. I'm excited to commentate it. I wish I could do a better job of it though, because I am tired as fuck. And so this commentary might not be spectacular, but I hope I do a good enough job of it. The easy modifier is basically the opposite of hard rock. It makes the circles fly in slower, basically halves the approach rate of the map. Which increases object density significantly, making it very difficult to actually read and process any of the patterns that are on the map. It makes OD lower, so it's easier to get good accuracy, but of course the reading difficulty kind of complicates things. And it makes the circles much, much bigger as well, which also contributes to the high object density. Another thing about easy is that... also... I'll give host to Lesbea. The easy score modifier is by default 0.5 times, but a lot of tournaments recognize the additional reading difficulty of easy as well as its niche nature, and apply an extra multiplier to it after the fact. So most tournaments use an easy multiplier of anywhere between like 1.4 times to 1.8 times or 1.9 times or even 2 times. Basically, you can think of it as kind of negating some of the score drop of easy, making it effectively like a 0.8 or 0.9 times multiplier. Because it does make the map mechanically easier to play, it's just the reading difficulty is something that is unaccounted for by the system. So tournament hosts take things into their own hands. Alright, looks like both players have the no map buff on their opponent's forms, you know, expected. It looks like this is an OWC map? Oh yeah, I remember this from OWC now, yeah. I was like, this song is familiar, and then I remembered, this is final stage. It looks like Dama's internet is giving out on him. Press F to pay respects to Dama's internet. See the F's in chat. Hey Zokai, what's up? Good job on your match yesterday. 6-3 versus Nebula. Very back and forth match. A lot of maps went down to the wire. That was very fun to watch. And yeah, you will be playing the winner of this match, so you better be taking notes. We've got the notepad ready. We love to hear it. Alright. Yeah, Dama's internet is like, no, I don't want to play Hidden Modification 2. Dama's internet is trying to jeopardize his spot on the Hidden 2 Council. We hate to see it. But yeah, also Cobus, what is the schedule for your tournament? I don't think I've like super been clear. I don't think I've been clear on that. Yeah, no match has been an upset seed-wise. This has the potential to be. Because number 3 versus number 6 is pretty hotly contested. I feel like these two players, in their primes, are very evenly matched. It's just that Dama is not at his prime right now, so I don't know if he's like fully de-rusted yet, or if he's just gonna get swept out. But I hope that this is a close and fun match to watch. I think the reason why there haven't been many seed upsets is because they're like, the tiers of players are very clear. Like if you look at the spreadsheet, I'm gonna link the qualifier results. Actually, that means I have to remove the council copy pasta, so I'm gonna store the copy pasta in Notepad. I'm also gonna be opening Notepad for this. But yeah, I'm going to link this spreadsheet so you can take a look here. And if you see the results on the qualifier results page, if you look at the match costs, which is basically a numerical value that assigns how well you did compared to all the other players, you can very clearly see that there are there are 3 very distinct tiers of players. Number 1 through number 3 have significantly higher match costs than number 4 through number 8, who all have significantly higher match costs than number 9 through number 12. And those are the types of matchups that you kind of see represented in the first round. Like, the low seeds are going to play the high seeds, and basically matchups are going to be between people who are in those different tiers. So matches are going to tend towards the lopsided side. Not to say that there haven't been close matches and close games, but that's kind of like part of the reason why you haven't been seeing many upsets for now. Alright, so they're going to be playing an OWC Hidden 2. Lesbea, of course, the reading experts, is going to have fewer problems playing this map than Dama. This is a pretty mechanically challenging Hidden 2, though, I must say. So this might be above the skill caps of both players, but again, reading specialists are going to have a little bit of an easier time, at least processing the patterns. We're gonna get the Falcon Losers Bracket Sweep. Let's fucking go. I am looking forward to it. But yeah, I think the only exception to this has been Star versus Throne. But that's because Star is like... I feel like Star is like Aoyan level. And also Throne succumbed to nerves in that match. I honestly feel like that match could have gone to tiebreaker had both players played at their best. But yeah, anyone in chat, if you can please explain to me what these players are doing on the screen, because, you know, I don't know how people play OWC level Hidden 2s. It is beyond my beyond even my comprehension as a Hidden 2 player myself. Yeah, honestly, I fully believe that. Not only because of the seeding, but also because of what you showed during the matches that you played so far. In the show match and also in round 1, but I mean, I believe in the comeback, for sure. You are going to go far. Which I would never join my own tournaments. That is not something that I do. I have my hands full hosting already. And also, it's kind of weird, like, being a pooler and also playing the matches at the same time, and I also have to stream this. So, yeah, that is kind of out of the question. But yeah, I think this warm-up kind of just speaks for itself. In the previous tournament, if Dama put this up as a warm-up, he would beat basically any other player on it, I feel. And he has the 40% play. So once again, power creep. I'm also just not interested in playing tournaments. Focus. I prefer being on the admin side of it. Alright. With warm-ups over, I'm going to clear host. And I believe Lesbea opted for second pick, so Dama first pick. Alright. We're gonna see what Dama's first pick is going to be. I think Dama will, for the first time... What?! Chat? Chat? Am I hallucinating? Did you all see what Dama just did? I'm so shocked that it took me a while to copy and paste this. When I said I had this ready to go. Y'all are seeing what I'm seeing on the screen right now, right? Your opponent picks an OWC Hidden 2 as a warm-up. Your opponent's... How many times? Your opponent gets more than 6 times your score on that map. Your opponent is also number 1 on Hidden 2 in qualifiers, and is known to be the best reading player in the tournament. And you pick Hidden 2 into her. Dama? What are you doing? Alright, maybe Dama has something cooking, but I don't foresee this going in Dama's favor. Like, I feel like this is just a pick that was thrown away. That's release hallucinations? Very tough. Oh my god. Alright. Dama, you can cook. All eyes on Dama's screen. Maybe he practiced this specifically for this match. He does have the act lead right now, very substantial act lead at that. So maybe he is going for that angle. But he did kind of pass away on the flow patterns yesterday, so we'll see if this happens here as well. So far, neither player really budging an inch on the combo. But the flow patterns are soon going to come. Here they are. This is where Dama broke yesterday. Is he going to hold here today? Alright, no issues so far. Okay. I was gonna say someone practiced the map, but then he broke immediately. Oh yeah, that's kind of about what I expected, Dama. This was no one's fault but your own. This was your own hubris coming back to haunt you, thinking that you could out-combo a reading specialist on a hidden 2. I'm sorry, Dama. That is all I have to say. You might have practiced this. Your act might have been better for like half the map, but it's all about that consistency, and you don't want to pick this into your opponent. If you can beat your opponent on this, sure. That's great. Let them pick it into you, because it's their best skill set. So you don't have to waste a pick on this. But as far as I can see, this is just a quick breakpoint going over to Lesbea, who just casually dropping a 97% FC on this. No problem. And this is honestly even on the low end of what I expect from her. I would expect much higher accuracy from a reading specialist like her. Maybe not warmed up yet, but still able to take that point very convincingly. Dama getting what 599,999. Maybe this was what he was cooking all along. Yeah, Dama was going for the mental warfare angle, but that is not something that you can afford to do when your opponent is known to be like the person on this skill set. I mean, to be fair, he got better accuracy, but it wasn't by a substantial amount that he could really complain about getting combo gamed. I feel like my comments on that map were just like exude disappointed dad energy. Like, I want this to be a close match, and I don't want Dama to like throw away picks like that. There are too many 9s on the screen, indeed. DT2 is coming out, so Lesbea actually trying to speed abuse Dama. I know that Dama has been saying that he's been having struggles with stamina lately, but this is also not really up Lesbea's alley, unless she has also practiced this. So maybe they're picking for each other. Maybe that's the angle they're going for. Maybe like they agreed before the match, hey, let's pick for each other and make things interesting. You know what? I respect it. Alright. Yeah, Kobus, this is playing exactly into the Toho angle because of Cerno, who is associated with the number 9. Clearly, that was what they were going for. And I guess part of the reason why Lesbea picked this is because she just wants to see all the Toho maps, which is also fair. Alright, getting into this DT2. High BPM finger control and burst galore, 234 BPM. We only saw this come out in final stage in the previous tournament. So we'll see how our players fare on this today. Dama's definitely going to have the act lead in the beginning, but stamina, like he said, will be wearing on him as the map goes on, and yeah, there goes the act lead. Now the accuracies are pretty much equal, but this is just about how well you can keep up your stamina and survive until the end of the map. So we might be seeing some stamina breaks coming out from our players later, because these the bursts really never go away, even during the slow sections. Kobus, maps kind of like of this level were in finals and grand finals stages last tournament. So yeah, once again, power creep. We're starting off with these maps now. You get no reprise. Alright, both players still holding on to the FCs past the halfway point of the map. Let's see which player's stamina gives out first. Lesbea is actually down in accuracy 1%. Kind of trying to play the combo game here. Both players, oh my goodness, and Dama is going to break immediately after the one tricky reading section of the map. Maybe spent all of his energy. Oh my, and both players traded out right there. But it's going to favor Lesbea. She does have an 84k advantage going into the ending of this map, and with combos and accuracies basically being equivalent, there's basically no... Oh my goodness, but Lesbea breaks... Wait. There's not enough time, right? Yeah, there's not enough time. Dama does not have the accuracy to mount the comeback. We'll get a little bit closer at the end, but all it did was drop the lead from 80k to 50k. And Lesbea is going to take that with the combo gaming. Dama kind of spending a little bit too much energy on that reading section and kind of fell apart trying to hit the pattern after that. The comparatively easy slow slider. But yeah, that is just how the cookie crumbles today on this DT2. Very impressive scores coming out from both players, getting over 600k on this speed pick when it's neither of their best skill sets is pretty impressive. Right, Dama is going to go for the Nomad 2, the certified Gut Rune approved Nomad 2, the stamina test, 180 BPM bursts, and yeah, 5-note and 8-note bursts with a little bit of flow thrown in here and there. We're gonna see if our players can put up some good scores on this. So if you notice on the map stats, this map is AR 8.7, which means that it is a slower approach rate than normal. The quote-unquote normal approach rate at this level is AR 9. So the object density is going to be a little bit higher. We've seen that come into effect in previous matches. Players have had trouble acting this in general. And so we're going to see if that low AR plays any sort of impact here. And this is kind of the angle that Dama is going for. He knows that Lesbea is superior in the gimmick maps that he is usually favored in. So he is leaning towards, for the very first time, I think, picking mechanics into the opponent and trying to out-mechanics them, because Dama does have pretty underrated, like, just raw skill, just like raw tapping and aim. It usually doesn't come out into effect because what stands out about him is like the control present in his game. His finger control, his aim control, especially on tricky DT maps, such as late stage DT4s, which he is historically pretty dominant in across show matches and tournaments, only really succumbing to combo games from individuals such as Aoyan. But yeah, we don't usually see Dama get to play too many mechanics maps, but when he does, and when he's warmed up on them, like, he can put up a pretty good show. Right now he is leading in accuracy by 3%. So kind of just showing the difference in comfortability. That word is really hard. I've like messed up the pronunciation on that multiple times. But yeah, just the comfortability on just tapping mechanics and keeping that accuracy consistent. Dama was known as the best accuracy player in the previous tournament, and while that title might be contested here, Zokai is giving him kind of a run for his money. But he still has better accuracy than most players, and he's going to look to leverage that, securing pretty substantial early leads when combos are equal and trying to not let go of that. But so far, this match, he has been pretty consistently combo gamed. Aside from Hidden 2 was just hubris. I mean, I guess only 2 maps have been played. But I feel like Lesbea's angle is that she's just going to try to combo game, and that's not going to work when combos are equivalent like this. Hey Meow, what's up? Good to see you here cheering on Dama. I apologize for my shoddy commentary today. I am tired and completely out of it. But I hope you are doing well. That your last semester has not been treating you too badly. Shikobus, the thing is when you know your opponent can FC that map like 99 times out of 100, if you have even a small chance of messing up like that, you can't afford to pick the map. Again, the tried and true adage of tournament play, you only have to be better than your opponent, and that applies in reverse as well. If you have any chance of being worse than your opponent, then you shouldn't pick the map. They're more consistent at comboing it. And there goes Dama with the FC down. That accuracy lead Not high enough to keep him afloat for too long, but Lesbea is going to trade it out very soon after. And the score is going to flicker back over, and yeah, maybe Dama will reap the rewards of his accuracy now, when he has the combo lead back, and the score lead is slowly going back over to him. If both players keep holding, he might be able to pull this off, but not if he drops 100s there. It's dropping way too many 100s, slowing down the chase down. We're going to see if Dama can hold enough into the ending here. These flow patterns coming out, eating up his accuracy, and that break is going to seal it, unfortunately. Could not hold it together in this Nomad 2. And yet another breakpoint to Lesbea on the tapping mechanics and consistency. Looked a little bit grim at the beginning with Lesbea dropping down to 92% accuracy, but in the end, the greater combo consistency prevails. And also she takes over the accuracy at the end anyway, so, you know. Yeah, Dama very quickly finding himself with his back against the wall. With Lesbea taking 2 quick breakpoints in succession, one after the other. And Lesbea going for the hidden aim immediately. Looking to close out the hidden pool and also all the Toho maps. I think Dama is going to do a lot better on hidden aim than hidden reading. HD2 is not like his quote-unquote main skill set, I think. He's not like mainly a reading player. He can play the map very well, but against a specialist, he kind of falters. But the problem is, when you pick hidden aim, that's when it kind of becomes a little bit dicey for you, because once again, Dama's combination of mechanics, just being all-rounded, oh my god, words are hard. Just being an all-rounder overall and having good mechanics on top of the hidden ability will carry him pretty far in these types of picks. So we'll see if Dama can take a breakpoint back and try to consolidate something in this match, because right now, once again, back against the wall with 2 breakpoints of his own, with 2 breakpoints meaning picks that he picked, losing them to his opponent. With 2 breakpoints against him, the odds are never in your favor. Maybe this can change. Maybe the Toho buff will carry Dama through, but Lesbea was saying that Fumos are debuffs, so we'll see whether the Fumo buff or the Fumo debuff is in effect here in short order. Some are saying drink 2 gallons of water. I actually have no water on me, so I will grab that after this map. But hello, hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon. I guess it's evening for you, right? Because you're Central Time. Once again, Dama with the early act lead, but not by much this time. Getting good accuracy on aim maps, if you're comfortable on them, is usually not that difficult. So we're seeing pretty consistent accuracies, but Lesbea does drop down to that 97%. But as we've seen in this match so far, that early accuracy lead from Dama isn't going to matter in the end if he can't hold down the combo, and that's what matters. We'll see if his aim consistency is there today. And Lesbea continues to drop accuracy on those bursts, not helping her case any, but once again, playing that combo game, knowing that Dama's aim may be a little bit shaky today, but maybe he can get it together here. No, you think she would drop combo? Maybe on Hidden 1. Not on Hidden 2. Dama holding strong with almost a 1% accuracy lead into another slow section. So some more free combo to build, but once again, approaching the midpoint of the map. This is the scariest point of the map. If you break here, your score is hard capped, making it very difficult to stage any sort of comeback, so both players are going to look to keep their aim stable going into the next jump section. Jump angles getting a little bit more awkward. A little bit linear here. Both players having no issues hitting any of that. And Lesbea continue to drop 50s. But once again, looking to hold the combo into the end. I feel like a broken record at this point. But that's the angle, right? I did say in the showcase that I was expecting high average scores out of this map. I feel like most players have had a pretty good time on this, with the only exception being Dama, who did not do particularly well on it. But then again, that's because he doesn't play hidden. I think Zokai, Nebula, and as we can see, Lesbea and Dama are doing excellent on this, breaking the 700k threshold already, and looking to be more. As these two actually look to trade FCs for the first time in this match. Will I commentators curse it? There's a bit of space pattern here. Okay. Space burst. Immaterial to these players. And with Dama having a 43k lead, if he can hold just a little bit longer, even if he breaks on the ending jumps, it will be all his. And this is what Dama needed. Saying that you can beat me on reading, but when aim is involved, all bets are off. And Dama takes his first point and first break point of this match. And I'm going to get some water. Alright. Looks like Dama has picked a Hard Rock 3. Alright, fair enough. Looking to maybe Hard Rock abuse Lesbea, who's not really known for this skill set. Let's do with the Fumo banter in the chat. Alright, Dama is known for being pretty decent at Hard Rock if he's warmed up. He can play AR10 to a reasonable degree of proficiency. On OD10, that might be a little bit different in terms of the accuracy, but he's looking to maybe play into a skill set that his opponent is not very well known for and might not be super comfortable with. This truly is a banger, though. And yes, I will do Summer's Redeem of Hydrate. This map set was actually played in OWC on a different difficulty. And Gutroom was like, yeah, this is a banger, let's put it into the pool. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I would classify this map as sort of like light alt. Light alt, mostly an act test because it's OD10. As opposed to the third hidden slot, which is basically an alt tech hybrid. This leans a lot more into the alt nature of it, and alt is made infinitely more difficult by the presence of Hard Rock, gimping your accuracy for the smallest mistakes. As we can see, both players already down into the 80%, and it hasn't even been a couple seconds into the map. What you want to pay attention to measure a player's Hard Rock proficiency is their cursor. Players who are not warmed up or not comfortable on AR10 will have very shaky cursors as they try to react to each note, basically as soon as it comes up. And what you're going to see out of those players is that they're going to hit the notes late. And I guess you can also look to the accuracy bar for that. Lesbea's accuracy bar, as you can see, kind of trending over to the right. So is Dama's when he hits 100s, but he's hitting fewer 100s, and that's what matters here. Hard Rock, among many other things, increases the circle size of the map. This map is CS 3.8 base, which means that it is just barely shy of CS 5 after Hard Rock is applied, so the circles are not quite as small as you might expect them to be. Despite the accuracy troubles, Lesbea's cursor is definitely more stable, and it shows here as Dama will break kind of his AR-10 reactions wearing out on him at the 1/3 point of the map. And that accuracy lead is going to keep him afloat, but not for long. Lesbea is content to play the combo game, especially on a skill set that she's not super comfortable in. As long as she can combo it and be better than her opponent on it, that's all that matters. And she is doing that once again. Kind of the trend of this match. It looks like Dama may have mispicked, underestimating his opponent's propensity to combo game these types of picks. But as we approach the halfway point of the map, into the next Ki, anything can happen here. Lesbea starting to under him just a little bit, but holding on just enough to keep the combo into the more comfortable sections. And neither player showing any more breaks after that first break from Dama. If Lesbea holds on just a little bit longer, she might put it out of reach of Dama. Lead is 100k and growing. So she's going to have to break basically right now, and this is a slow section. You can afford to take it a little bit easy here. But Dama's the one who falls instead. And that might be signed, sealed, and delivered. 85% accuracy beat damn. Lesbea is holding on to the combo, and that's what matters right now. She does misread that pattern and finally go down, but the damage has been done. There isn't 180k left to chase down when you have 86% accuracy. Your score is basically just hard capped at whatever you're at right now, plus like give or take 50k or so. And yeah, Lesbea really struggling at the end of this map, but she can rest assured she's done all she needs to. And with the break coming out, the two players know exactly what's up. And they know that this map is all but over. Yet again, one more breakpoint for Lesbea. Breakpoint traded out for breakpoint. And the momentum firmly back into Lesbea's favor after Dama breathes some life into his winner's bracket run with that FC on hidden 1. But this Hard Rock 3 did not fall into his favor today. AR-10 reading a little bit too shaky to contest the valiant combo gaming from Lesbea. 82% accuracy, but over 1,000 combo, and that is all the difference right there. And looks like Lesbea says that this... I guess she just plays better under pressure. That's the moral of the story here. She just does better under pressure, I guess. 170k in practice, but the match, she's like, alright, I'm gonna lose this anyway. Probably, I'm content to just try to combo game this, and then she casually gets over 1,000 combo. You know, sometimes when your weaknesses are picked into you, you have no nerves. And that makes all the difference against a player who might be a little bit rusty, hasn't been playing too often as of late. DT3 is out. TikTok. The original TikTok, before TikTok was a thing. DT3 is the gimmick DT slot of the pool. This is old style mapping with overlaps and small circle size and low approach rate, high density. Usually this is something that Dama will be really good in, but this particular brand of DT3 also favors Lesbea quite a bit. She has admitted to having AR7 plus DT maps in her top plays. So that should tell you kind of all you need to know about her proficiency on these types of maps. Yes, 2009 jump scare. Could even say that Lesbea is trying to put a stop to Dama's winner's bracket party right now with this pick. This is the real psychological or like mental warfare. Right? When you're good enough to contest that skill set. Alright, early act drops not going to mean too much. The beat goes back to normal quite quickly. We're going to see basically how well have our players practiced these overlaps. The aim is not quite that hard. There are some tricky sections like this, but nothing too big. And both players holding down the FC right now. Of course, Dama with the early act lead, as usual. But that's not going to matter if he can't hold down the combo, and that's what's been killing him in this match. We'll see if he can hold it together here. Dama trying to defend his throne on this map, but it's not going to happen. The best gimmick DT player in the previous tournament falling in the first half of the map. It's quite a tricky pattern. And Lesbea continues to hold that 87% FC. Accuracy be damned, she's holding down the combo, and that's all that matters right now. 60k in lead and climbing. And people in chat are already calling for Dama's fall to losers before it even happens. But if these are the types of performances that Lesbea can put up on a lot of these maps that Dama usually is favored in against many other opponents, then it just might happen. Once again, like I said at the beginning of the match, these are the types of picks that Dama edges out other players on. And if he can't claim those free points anymore, then where does he go? He's been making the right moves, I think. Lesbea does break at the end, but it's not going to matter. But yeah, he's been making the right moves, trying to back into the mechanics maps after that early hidden 2 blunder. But his opponent is just content to combo game those, and the combo game is not in his favor today. Not even over here. 4% accuracy gap, but the combo difference is all that is going to stand in between him and the breakpoints, and Lesbea is now on match point. But yeah, this is psychological warfare done right. Don't pick hidden 2 in the reading player. Imagine if combo to act ratio was 50-50. I know, right? It should be. Right, but yeah, where does Dama go from here, honestly? I think Hard Rock 2 is like his only comfortable pick from this position. But he goes with Tech instead, which Lesbea actually did FC in the qualifiers. So this is not a skill set that she is bad in by any means. I feel like Hard Rock 2 was definitely a more secure pick overall, but maybe Dama saw the combo game on Hard Rock 3 and is fearing Lesbea's AR-10 proficiency today. Which does make sense. But yeah, she can play the skill sets, and if Dama isn't on points with his combo here, I mean, there isn't a lot of aim in this map, it's just a lot of control, which he is good at, but I mean, he's been breaking on a lot of weird patterns today, so yeah, I'm not sure how this is gonna go. We'll see if Dama can confirm this pick and keep his winner's bracket dream alive, but everything so far has been trending the other direction. We hope that he can break it for the pleasure of the viewers and also his own tournament life, but he's got an uphill battle ahead of him against a player who has really just been outclassing him on the aim today in every sense of the word, with his only advantage being that accuracy, which hasn't played in a lot of maps unless it's been a double FC. Like that was the only time that Dama managed to leverage that AC advantage. And as we get into this No Mod 4, get into the flow control patterns, which yet I remind you again, Dama is good at. But Lesbea looking to make a statement here, and Dama's going to over-aim immediately and drop. 7% accuracy difference is going to slow down the score gain just a little bit, but I mean, what do you do when your opponent has 100 combo over you? and hasn't shown signs of stopping basically this entire match. I don't want to call it just yet, but this is a slow section, which means that Lesbea has some time to build up some free combo. It's looking grim for Dama as the two of them get into the last half of the map. The hardest part of the map, I think, arguably, is the end. So we could see some shit misses from Lesbea. Dama is not out of this yet. He has a chase down combo of just 100 behind, but he's going to need to keep it and hope for some help from Lesbea. Even a big act drop will do it, honestly. He just needs something, but Lesbea's not budging an inch on the combo. And hitting all these flow patterns perfectly on the other side as well. Maybe looking to close out that 91% FC accuracy, be damned. And I think it's far too late now. Unless she is to break right now, it's not going to happen. And this is the end of the map. Unfortunately, Dama just got combo gamed consistently throughout this entire match. Had the accuracy lead in basically every single map, but it just did not matter in the slightest. When your opponent has this much of a combo advantage over you, there is nothing you can do but hope for them to break. And if they don't break, well, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, very well played from Lesbea. Played the combo game, basically, played exactly how she needed to on Dama's picks, and then had enough picks of her own that she was very comfortable on to kind of secure out the match. I feel like Dama did blunder by picking the hidden 2 into her, like, basically as soon as the match started. Generally, you don't want to do that, picking your opponent's best skill sets, but maybe he was trying to cook something, and unfortunately, the end products ended up tasting not up to par today. And we will take a look at the bracket real quick. Lesbea beats Dama 6-1. Our round 2 matchups in winners are going to be Aoyan versus Star and Zokai versus Lesbea. Our losers bracket matches, on the other hand, losers bracket is a pool of sharks, as some might put it. We have Dama versus Falcon, Nebula versus Gozerian, Throne versus Domo, Nell versus J Karate. Basically, all according to the seeding so far, there have been no upsets, as Kobus has put it. And some of the prospective matches in losers round 1.5 are going to be quite scary. For example, Throne, Nell, J Karate, all in the same part of the bracket, and Domo waiting in the wings for that first mistake to maybe make a loser's run. And we have Falcon and Gozerian facing off against some very accomplished tournament players, basically immediately out of the gates. This is why seeding is so important, especially when there's such a gap between the players. You're not going to have an easy bracket at all, no matter where you place. And this is showing it, with the increased competition, the power creep of this tournament. Alright, so the two of them want to do a tiebreaker showcase. So I'll let them play it out. The first mistake. I know you're not going to let that happen, bro, but I don't know. After what happened in the last tournament, I'm not going to make any comments. I'm not going to make any comments about what I think is going to happen with any match involving Domo. Right, our players have been ready 10 years ago. I just haven't set the timer. But yeah, kind of a combination of a few bad picks and getting combo games is all that stood in the way of Dama and getting to this tiebreaker organically, and looks like Lesbea's just gonna play with easy hidden, just have some fun with it. You know what? I respect it. So no organic tiebreakers in this round, which is a shame because this tiebreaker is a banger. We saw some really good scores on it earlier with Aoyan FCing this map, and then Zokai putting up 700k with hidden, and then Nebula also putting up like a high 500k as well. So things would have been really interesting if matches went to tiebreaker this round, but this, the high seeds were pretty content to never let that happen. I mean, yeah, Meow, this is what you expect out of her. She is a low AR hidden specialist, and she can also combine the skill sets. And yeah, you cannot ask me what is happening on Lesbea's side of the screen right now, because I could not tell you. I do not comprehend easy hidden players. I don't know how they do it. Also, hey IC Jade, what's up? Yeah, this is the first time I think you tuned into a stream, and I haven't been playing a roguelike. This is Osu. This is a rhythm game where you click the circles to the beats. Well, I guess this match kind of shows that the to the beat part doesn't always matter, but that's beside the point. But hope you are doing well. This is basically a tournament for it that I'm hosting for some people I know, for friends of friends, people in that circle. And this is round 1 of it. So this tournament will be going on for about a couple weeks more, like 4 weeks more. I think round 2 is next week, and then we'll have maybe an intermission, and then finals is going to be after that. Yeah, it's awesome that I would do that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the compliment. But it's also a lot of work, and on days like this where like I basically have had no time to myself because I like had to spend some time with the family, and then they were like, oh, I want to go. Basically the reason why I'm so worn out, by the way, and why my commentary, partially why my commentary was so shoddy today, I think by my standards, was because they were like, oh, I thought I was only going out to have brunch with them, but then they were like, oh, we want to go to this store and buy this thing, or we want to go to the, and then we're gonna drive like another 30 minutes to this store and buy some more things, and then there was a lot of stuff in between that. Oh, there's a deal at this restaurant that's just open. We want to pick up some food, on the way back home and stuff. It's like just a lot of getting tossed around. And so I came back, I think like less than an hour before this match started, and I was like, yeah, I'm just clocked out of it. I was planning to I thought I would get home at like 12:30, and I was like, I want to take a nap. But then I didn't get to take a nap, so here we are. Single mom. Yeah, I imagine things are like extra hard for you in that case. You have to deal with that kind of. You have to deal with that kind of every day. Anyway, Lesbea with the 360 combo with easy hidden. What? Okay. She reaches 400 combo, then breaks. Yeah, that's just kind of what's gonna happen on easy hidden. Even the best players, even the specialists of the specialists, are going to misread on this mod combination. Like if you don't know what's going on right now, the best way I can explain it is that when you have to hit a pattern, the next pattern has already appeared on the screen, and the current pattern has already faded out. So you need to remember where the previous pattern is, and read super ultra ahead to keep up. Meanwhile, Dama actually building up a very respectable combo of his own after some early struggles. 700 combo, but immediately breaks as I say that. Commentators cursed once again. One more for the road, I guess. then yeah, that is the tiebreaker showcase. This was a banger of a tiebreaker. I'm very sad that it didn't appear organically, but, you know, sometimes that's just how it be. When no one is expected to make an upset and no one does make an upset, there are going to be no matches that go down to close enough that this is going to be played. But hopefully we can see some tiebreakers next round, for round 2, which the showcase is going to be in just a couple hours. I am planning to do it at 6 Pacific time, which is 2 hours from now, but I might push it back depending on how I feel. So there's that. Gut Rune, I don't feel like doing it now. Can you make it if we do it later? Maybe, not sure. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna try to go for 2 hours from now. And the windscreen, of course, appeared again. Because I forgot to toggle warm-ups. Yeah. Once again, I did go over the bracket. Oh, not the bracket editor. The bracket itself. This is the bracket going into the next round. You can see the matchups here. You can also see them on challenge, which I will be updating up to this match in short order. But other than that, we will see you in a couple hours for the not the tiebreaker showcase, the round 2 map pool showcase. Yeah, thanks y'all for watching, and I will see you later. And I need to like maybe take a nap or something, or like just chill out for like long period of time.